shit real. I contemplate about how I feel, but you make it way too hard to think.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're here with another video. Yes. Okay, so I'm re-swatching all of my colors because when I originally well, I only swatched half of them, but when I originally swatched them, it was when I was a beginner. And so I'm going to re-swatch them and make them nice. In this video, I'm doing all of my glitters. The first half will be my glitters from Zulay, and the second half will be my glitters from Paiigexnailz. So yeah, and I'm going to keep this in real time for y'all. If y'all don't have that little stir thing, because you have to stir your glitters, I can't stress that enough. If y'all don't have that little stir thing, get one, because they're great. I think it was only like $3 on Nails by Dev website. So yeah, get y'all one of those. So yeah, I think the first one we're swatching is Unicorn by Zulay. Such a pretty color. All of these glitters are great. Honestly, glitters are like my favorite to work with. It's probably because they're the easiest acrylics to work with. Yeah, so let's get to swatching. I wanted to talk about something in this video. It was a story that came out like a week or so ago, and I can't stop seeing it on TikTok or any social media platform that I do go on. It's the story about Shaquilla Robinson, that poor girl that went to Mexico with her friends and never came back. This is why I don't have any friends, like, for real, because people are fake. Yo, people are fake AF, for real. Like, how do you go on a trip with your friends and you don't come back alive? Like, what? And I couldn't even bring myself to watch the actual video of the poor girl getting beat up by her so-called friend, because I have PTSD and I can't deal with that. But I have seen like images, and it just boggles my mind because I don't know. I like to think that I'm a normal person, right? And, you know, I've had a lot of friends in my life, and I could never fight one of my friends, even if they weren't my friend anymore. Like, I have a code that I live by, and I would just never do that. Now, would I defend myself if somebody came to fight me? Absolutely. But to harm your friend like that, naked and drunk, if she was even drunk, who even knows? Like, what the fuck? What has society come to that we want to harm people like that? And honestly, I feel like they brought her to Mexico for that, because ain't no way. There was a video of her walking through the hotel room like mad happy, and then she goes into the room and there's like a group of them chilling in the room on the bed, and it's just them, and the way they look at her when she comes in this room, you can tell the ill intent. Like, you can tell they were probably just in there talking about her. And y'all really have to keep the company, you have to watch the company you keep. I have a saying that goes, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, because really you are the company you keep. And I don't know, maybe I'm just like a paranoid person, but if you have ill intent towards me, like, I'm going to know. I'm going to know beforehand. You can't fake the funk with me, because I'm going to know. People will show like signs of being a hater or being jealous. Like, the signs are there, you just gotta watch. And some people aren't keen to that type of energy. Like, they can't tell. Like, I could tell what type of person you are 5 minutes into having a conversation with you. It doesn't take me long to figure out what somebody's about. Like, it really doesn't. And that'll determine if I mess with you or not. But that story just, like, because you hear so many stories like that, like friends killing their friends. And I fully believe that they killed that girl in Mexico. Like, all the stuff that I've seen, all the news, they have the FBI involved now. But, like, yo, like, what? And then I don't know how true this is, but I heard that the woman who put hands on her wasn't even biologically a woman. It was a transgender woman. I don't even know. I don't know how true that is. That's alleged. So, but yeah, like what the tell me your opinions on that, guys. Like, imagine leaving the country with your so-called friends, people you think are your friends, and then your life ends. Like, I couldn't even imagine. I could not have been in that room, because let me tell you something. I go extremely hard for the people I love, and I would never stand there and record my friend getting her head knocked off by somebody 3 times the size of her, right? And then telling her to fight back when she's obviously not wanting to fight back. And another thing is, who fights people that aren't fighting back? That's another that's something I can't stand. If somebody's not giving you that type of energy, why are you fighting them? Like, if I got into a fight with somebody, even in like high school, and I walked up to them and they showed any signs of being intimidated or afraid, I'm not fighting you. What the fuck? You lose all G points when you fight somebody who isn't even fighting back. Like, this girl is on the ground and the girl's like knocking her head off. Like, that makes no sense to me. And then the best friend of 5 years, is recording, telling the girl to fight back when she obviously didn't want no smoke. Like, you could tell that girl didn't want no smoke. And the girl's just beating her. Sorry, y'all, I got a phone call. But, yeah, so back to story time. I couldn't even imagine, like, how her parents feel right now. And the fact of the matter is, like, these people even went to her house. First of all, I'm not leaving my friend in Mexico, whether she's dead or alive. I'm not. I'm going to extend my trip. I'm going to you know what I'm saying? Like, the guiltiness of what those people did to that girl shows in their actions afterwards. Like what? Like, the whole story, and I hope, let me tell you something. I believe in karma, and I believe in it to, like, I definitely believe in karma, okay? And I believe in a higher power, and I believe, and I hope, and I pray that every last one of those people who were there goes to jail for the rest of their lives. And not only jail for the rest of their lives, but jail in Mexico for the rest of their lives. Because that's what they deserve. That's what they deserve for what they did to that girl. The FBI, I read, was involved now. So I hope that girl gets, and her family gets, the justice she deserves, because it wasn't alcohol poisoning. The girl, her autopsy results came back, and apparently she had, like, a head injury and a broken neck or something. I'm not sure about the details into the autopsy, but I've been watching for like a week now, and I keep scrolling through TikTok and seeing it, and it's just the things people will do to other people. Now, I've told you this before. I was in an incident. I've never went into detail about it, but I was in an incident in 2019 with my ex. He was a very nice guy. He never showed signs of abuse. He never even so much as called me a name. And I found out he was so nice. He was actually in the Navy too. Very handsome man. And I found out about 7 months into us dating. I was with him for a year. I found out about 7 months into us dating that he was using drugs, and he was using crack cocaine. And sometimes he would come over my house at night, very paranoid, very weird, and then he would not be weird. So I never knew, I never knew what was going on with him. And then I found out what was going on with him. And so I tried to break it off. He came to my house, probably 2 days before the incident. He came to my house crying, telling me he needed my help. And I'm just like I can't help you, like, you know. And he had verbally like said stuff to me a couple days before, and I was still mad about it. So I was like, nah, I'm not, you know, I was kind of being really cold to him. And then it actually happened on a Friday the 13th. So he came to my house on a Wednesday asking me for help. He was messaging me a lot leading up to the incident. And then Friday night, I got a message from him stating that what he said was, I'll regret ever leaving him. And I talked to my brother, because me and my brother, we share a home. We've been sharing home for like the last 4 years. Anyway, so I got the text and I talked to my brother about it, and my brother always told me he was off, and I never saw it because I love the guy. And he always said, there's something with his eyes. There's something with his eyes. And I'm like, whatever, dude. My brother's a paranoid person, but he is a good judge of character. And I just never, you know, you don't see things sometimes. So he sent me the text. I talked to my brother about it. My brother's like, well, do you think he would do anything? And I'm like, no. Like, what? Like, no, we had a good relationship. Like, we had a really good relationship leading up to what happened. And I'm like, no, he would never do anything. Well, long story short, it was a Friday night. It was a Friday, September 13th, Friday, 2019, laying in my bed, and something was off. Like, I couldn't go to sleep. I kept hearing stuff outside my house, like, and I never got up out of my bed, y'all. Like, I kept turning my AC off and back on, and I'm like, what is that noise out there? Like, what the heck? And so I started to doze off, and all of a sudden I hear, like, bangs, like huge bangs. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I jump up out of bed and I open my door to my room, and my son's room is right next to my room, and I just hear my door being kicked in. And y'all, if y'all ever seen a door get kicked in by somebody, you will never feel safe in your house ever again, because let me tell you something, my door, my whole door came down in under a minute. And when this door was being kicked in, I already knew who it was. I knew it. I said to myself, I said, there's no way this is happening right now. And I said, if he's kicking down my door like that, he's coming in to do harm. So my immediate thought was to run into my son's room so I could barricade and I started screaming my brother's name so he could be awake. I'm sure he heard the banging because the front door was closer to his room than it was mine. So I ran, when I seen him, the door come down, and I seen him, I ran into my son's room, and I tried to barricade us in, like put my weight up against the door, because I'm a big girl, and I can defend myself. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not weak. I can defend myself. And I had hardwood floors at the time, and I had my socks on. And this man in the video, because I had cameras in my house in like all the common areas, not like private areas, but all the common areas. When I rewatched the video, he put his foot up against the whole, like the wall, and he got it. I slid back, and it was pitch black in my son's room. And I don't know why I didn't turn on the light, but I was just scared at the time. So I was just trying to hold the door. And, yeah, he got in. I slid on my socks because of my hardwood floor, and I always kept them real clean, so they were always, like, kind of slippery with socks. And I just slid. Like, I couldn't even hold my... There was no way. So he got in the room, and I turned around to kind of hide behind the door and, like, tell him, like, what are you doing? And he just started hitting me. Now, at the time, I didn't know he was stabbing me. I had no idea. I didn't feel it. It was pitch black, and all I know is he hit me twice behind the door, and then I fell to the ground because he's a man, and I don't care how tough you think you are. If you're a woman, you're not going to beat a man. He was bigger too, so he was a big dude, and I knew I wasn't going to fight. It wasn't going to go well if I went toe to toe with him. So I got on the floor and I started kicking at him to try to get him off me. And I thought he kept going for my head. So I kept yelling for my brother, like, you gotta get in the room. I thought he was trying to bash my head in with something. And, again, I didn't feel anything, or nothing. And then my brother got in the room with a bat and hit him twice with this bat, cracked him good. And it must have stunned him because he stopped what he was doing and he said, okay, I'm done. So he runs out of the room and my brother's out there now. And I'm like, oh my God, he's going to attack my brother now. So I tried to go dial. I took my phone. I got my phone and I tried to dial 911 and my hand wasn't working. I'm a righty and I couldn't move my hand. Like, I couldn't move my hand at all. So I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I look down and it's just blood everywhere. So now I'm trying to swipe my phone with my other hand, but I have so much blood on my phone that my screen won't swipe to try to call 911. So finally, I realized I was stabbed because my chest was bleeding. Everything was bleeding. And I realized, I'm like, oh shit, he stabbed me with something. And I didn't say anything. I was just trying to dial 911 and I hear my brother call my name. And I told my brother, I'm like, yo, I'm stabbed. And he came in and my brother when he left the room, I guess he saw the knife in his hand. But yeah, he hit me 8 times. He got me in my arm really good. He cut every one of my ligaments and tendons down to the bone. Like when I was in the ER, when I was transferred to level 1 trauma, they couldn't understand what was wrong with my arm. Like, they're like, what? Like, I think they honestly didn't believe me when I told them, like, yo, I can't feel my fingers. Like, I have no function in my fingers. But yeah, so yeah, I was in level 1 trauma. It was really crazy. I literally thought I was going to die, but I wasn't scared. I've always thought that I'd be scared to die, but I just didn't have that feeling. I was more of feeling like, damn, I'm going to leave my kids behind. Like, how did I get here? Like, what the hell just happened? I was in shock, and the hospital that I went to is like level 1 trauma. Like, they're good for that. So they took really good care of me. I think I got hit 3 times in my chest, once in my arm, and 2 times near my neck in the back. And then 1 somewhere else, I think on the side of my boob. And I always say, thank God for me being a big girl, because those chest ones would have hurt me if I was any skin. Like, if I was real skinny, yeah, they wouldn't have been good, because technically where he hit me was in my chest, but it was in my breast area. So yeah, just crazy times. But you never know. My point of the story is, you never know who you're dealing with. Did I ever think that person would ever harm me like that? Absolutely not. 100% not. Still to this day, I think back to that moment and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what goes through somebody's head? Like, what type of... Because this person was nice. Usually people who are abusive and show signs of that during the relationship. They don't just come out and do that. They'll show signs. They'll be verbally abusive, mentally and emotionally abusive. There'll be things. He wasn't. So I still look back and I'm like, yeah, but so anyway, the point of the story was, you can't trust anybody. Sometimes you can't even trust your own family. And people have ill intent sometimes, and you won't even know it. You won't even know it until it hits you right in your face. So the person I am today is not the person I was in 2019. A lot of things have changed. My whole perspective on life, my whole perspective on people has changed drastically. I used to be afraid of nobody. Nobody. When I tell you, I used to be afraid of nobody. I wasn't afraid of nobody. Today, I am afraid of everybody. I do not underestimate or sleep on anybody, because in my eyes, anybody is capable of anything. And another thing, I do not ever and will never feel safe in my own home ever again. Because your home is supposed to be your safe haven, somewhere you can run to hide, somewhere you can run to be safe. Absolutely not. Your home can be infiltrated in under a minute. I don't think like that no more. I used to, not anymore. But yeah, you just can't trust people. People, especially the world we live in today, and the people who the way they, I don't know if it's the way they raise something in the water, something's going on. But you can't trust a soul, and you have to be very careful, especially ladies with men. You have to be very careful because some of these people have nothing to live for. Don't be a woman who takes care of a man. Because if you have to take care of a man, that man has nothing to live for. A man's purpose in this world is to protect and take care of a woman. And it is genetically built into them that they do that. So you have to have somebody who's on the same level as you financially, mentally, emotionally. It has to have stability, because if they don't have that and you're doing everything, they have nothing to lose and they have nothing to live for. And then when it comes time for you to part ways or do something like that, they feel like they've lost everything. So why not take you with them? It happens all the time. Women die at the hands of men all the time. Women die people can die at the hands of anybody at any time, but mostly women and men. Just be careful. Don't trust everybody. I know a lot of people are very trusting, and that's how I used to be. I used to be very trusting in people until you gave me a reason not to trust you. Now you have to earn my trust. I don't do that anymore. Now you have to earn my trust. You have to let me see who you really are. I don't give people that anymore. I don't. But yeah, you can't trust anybody. And that poor girl died at the hands of people she went to an unknown country with and trusted. And it's just sad how that happens all the time. And I don't know what people are thinking when they're committing acts like this against people who love them and care about them. It's very sad. It's not something normal people do. And like I said, I consider myself a very normal human being. And it's not something I would ever do. If you were ever my friend and we weren't friends anymore and you needed me for help, or I'm somebody you can always call. Like, I'm not that type of friend. Or if something was happening to you out in the street and I could help you, I'm helping you. I would never stand there and record my friend being assaulted like that. We're going to have to die together, sis. We're going to have to go out together with this fade, because I'm not playing. Like, you don't do that to people. And I hope that girl, like I said, I hope that girl gets the justice she deserves. I hope anybody who has ever been hurt in any type of manner like that, to where you could have had your life lost, get the justice you deserve. The man who stabbed me only got 5 years in prison, and he'll be out in about a year and a half. He comes out in 2024. My biggest worry is that he comes back looking for me, because there is such a thing as fatal attraction, people. There is such a thing as a fatal attraction. And that's what I hope, because he'll be let out into we live in the same town. So he'll be let out into the same city that I live in. So, he knows where I work, things like that. So that's something that I have to remedy coming up and figure out. But yeah, you have to be careful. Always be careful. Now I don't keep friends. I stay home with my kids. I hang out with my brother. Yeah, so that's my life. I have friends that I speak to, but I only speak to them. I don't go out. I don't, my kids are the most important to me, because the most important thing in the world is to be here to raise my children until they are old enough to take care of themselves. And to be with them when they have grandbabies, graduate college. I'm not trying to leave this earth prematurely for nobody. For nobody. Not a trip to Mexico with people who call themselves my friends. not a man who swears he loves me, not nobody. So the most important relationships for me right now is the only people who will ever truly love me, and that is my children. Once they are grown and moved out of my home, maybe I'll date again. Maybe I'll, get back in the mix. But as of right now, I've been alone since 2019. I don't even have a buddy, okay? And I'm going to stay alone because that's where I'm most comfortable now, is being alone. Because like I said, you can't trust anybody. Anyway, sorry for going off on a rant. Y'all said y'all love my rants. So yeah. But yeah, these colors were beautiful. I swatched Zulay's first. I swatched Dynamic last. And then I did have a couple other glitters that I already swatched for you on another video for Dynamic. So I wasn't going to re-swatch them. So I just got all my pinks and stuff out. And I'm going to swatch all my colors. I'm going to do some more nails on myself. But yeah, I'm going to swatch my colors in color order. So I can have all my swatches put together and stuff. And I need to get all my acrylics organized. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And I think my next video will be me swatching either all my pink acrylics or me doing a set. But thank you guys. Thank you for coming back and listening to me rant. I think I'm going to start doing story times. I like story times. Y'all know about acrylic. I show you in the video where the acrylics are from. I link it down in my description box. So most of y'all that come already know about all the stuff. There's only so much you can say about swatches. I'm dipping my brush into the monomer and I'm picking up some acrylic and I'm putting it on a swatch stick. I do put my glitters underneath just because it's easier that way and they look really pretty and shiny. But I love glitter acrylic, y'all. Like, it's bomb. Like, all of these are just so pretty. The one, did you see the one that was empty? That's the one I freaking dropped on my floor. The cap wasn't all the way tightened, so I dropped that on my floor. I'm gonna have to reorder that one because it was a pretty one with fall leaves in it, so I'm gonna reorder that one. But yeah, these acrylics were definitely dope, and thank y'all for coming to hang out with me. Thank you for all this support too, guys. Like, I always tell y'all this in my videos, but I really appreciate the support. It is hard to do content. It is hard to get your YouTube channel up and running. And right now we're at 100 subscribers. Also, I wanted to let y'all know I'm going to do 1,000 subscriber giveaway. That's my goal, to get to 1,000. So once I hit 1,000, I'm going to do a giveaway, and it's going to be a really nice giveaway. I have a lot of really nice stuff, things that I'll never use. So I'm excited for that alone. I have a bunch of packages coming, mystery boxes and stuff, and I know I'm not going to like everything in these mystery boxes. I have a bunch of double acrylics that haven't even been opened yet. I just have a lot of stuff. I'm actually getting my giveaway box ready now. Right now, so far in my giveaway box, I have a drill. I have all kinds of acrylics in there that I have doubles of. I have so much stuff in here, and I'm just going to keep adding it to the 1,000 subscriber, for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I forgot to tell y'all that. I wanted to tell you guys that like 3 videos ago, but I keep forgetting. But yes, y'all, we're having a 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I can't wait, and I'm excited for whoever gets it. Like I said, I have so many goodies that I would love to bless somebody with. Yeah, because I have way too much stuff, guys, and I keep ordering, and I'm going to keep ordering because we're going to have more giveaways. That's the whole point about these channels, is to have fun, create content, hang out with each other. Oh God, I got to get out of here soon because I got Portia's premiere coming up. Portia is back. Oh my God. I can't believe, sorry, I screamed at y'all. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. I told y'all, what did I say? I was giving her a week and she better be back. And now she's back. And I can't wait. I'm so excited because y'all, I really miss my friend, my buddy online. We have never met in person, but that's my bitch, okay? And I'm going to meet her in person one day and it's going to be great. And we're going to have a great time. And that's on my bucket list for sure. Portia is a great person. Y'all go, if you haven't checked her out, go check her out. Portia nailed it. She does press-ons. She's also creating phone cases. She's on Instagram. Portia Nailed It. All of her handles are the same. Portia Nailed It, Pressed by Portia, and I think Crafted by Portia, where you can get y'all a nice phone case that is handcrafted. And yeah, y'all, we could buy phone cases online, right? But there's nothing better than a handcrafted phone case that somebody puts their love and energy into. And they'll never be the same as the ones you could buy off of from China. And let me tell you something about China. I rather support a black-owned business, right, who handcrafts their stuff, a black-owned business, an American business that handcrafts their product than ever, I don't care if the phone case is $14, than ever supporting China. And that I stand on. So yeah, go support your girl. She's a black-owned business. She's American. And yeah, that's what we need. More support, more love. And yeah, she's back, y'all. And she's got a premiere coming up. So I gotta go. I don't want to be late for it. I gotta go show my love like I always do. She's not one of my, she's my favorite creator. She's my favorite nail person in general. I've been watching her for a really long time, and her growth is amazing, y'all. Her growth is amazing. I was being sad the other night, missing her, and I went to watch one of her videos. It was the Hello Kitty set, and tell me how my girl has 65K views on that. And then I started looking at her other videos, and yo, she is growing so beautifully, and I'm so proud of her. And because y'all could really look where somebody came from just by scrolling down their YouTube and their progress, and her progress is amazing. It's something to be proud of for her, and I'm so excited for her. And I know in the future, like, she's at 22K subscribers. It took me over a month to get to 100. Imagine 22,000. Like, come on. I give credit where credit is due, and she gets all the credit in the world. And I wish her nothing but love, happiness, and wealth across the board. That's my girl. So go check her out if you haven't. We love us some Portulations. And yeah, I'm about to go see if I can't see the time right now, but I'm sure it's almost 2 o'clock. And we're about to go over to her premiere and get into this cuticleization with the Portulation. So have a great day, y'all. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for coming to my video. Tell me what y'all want to see, what products you want reviewed. Leave some questions down in the comments. I like answering any questions, any stories we want to talk about. Yeah, we're here for it. Thank you. Have a great day, y'all.
I don't wanna wake another minute for you. I know you got me falling from the ceiling for you.